Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
And before we get going, please do subscribe to get more of these videos. Make sure you subscribe to both channels, Evolutionary Energy Arts and EEARTS.
Yes, please.
And we are on Brighteon, Bitchute, and also Rumble. So we have biblical swarms of cannibalistic Mormon crickets. I didn't know those crickets converted to Mormonism.
Well, maybe they just felt like they needed to do something.
Wow, Sassy has something to say about that, doesn't she? So, yeah, Mormon crickets. Well, that's what they're named anyway. They're invading the West, and guess what they're doing? Yes, they're adding to depleting the food supply.
Adding to the losses. So, once again, another, coincidence?
Yeah, there are no coincidences. So these aren't hard to spot because these could grow between 2 and 3 inches long. These are big. They're not new to Oregon. They're also native to Western North America. Their name dates back to the 1800s when they ruined the fields of Mormon settlers in Utah. But amidst drought and warming temperatures, conditions favored by the insects, outbreaks across the West have worsened.
Uh-oh, this is not good.
Yeah, exactly. And, we had seen that Colorado for the longest time was one of the top states people were moving to. And all of a sudden, people are now moving out more than they're moving in. California, people have been moving out for a while now. And a lot of people are moving out of Idaho, out of Oregon and Washington and California and going to Idaho. But again, we're going to be fighting the drought. We're going to be fighting things like this, and as well as obviously legislation.
There's a lot that we have to, kind of encounter.
Now, this is kind of scary, guys. Just watch this. That was an actual lightning strike in Florida, and I've been out in some pretty intense storms out there. This lightning strike hits a boat carrying 7 people off of Clearwater, such a beautiful area. They were out for a fishing tournament 100 miles off the coast of Clearwater when it happened. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. Everybody was scared, that's for sure. Coast Guard helicopter was able to get everybody off the boat. Now, this was not the only incident with lightning. As we see, lightning kills 6 people across country. This is in Kathmandu. And not just in Kathmandu, there's actually several different lightning strikes in different areas of India. Was one particular one in Uttar Pradesh, killed 16. So Cindy picked up from the guides that what's happening is very curious.
It is curious. There's a charging of the atmosphere. There's a thickening of the prana. There's an energy that we can use as humans that help animate us, and this is getting thicker in our atmosphere.
More prana equals longer lifespan and better health. Mm-hmm. And we've talked about the different lifespans in the different yugas, the different ages. The shortest lifespans in the Kali Yuga. And a lot of that really is, we could blame on the system, because the system is not what it appears to be at all. And in contrast to actually looking to deliver what it says it wants to deliver, it delivers the opposite. But Mother Nature, Source, God with the big G, all have something else in mind. And the elemental beings that serve nature, serve the Divine Mother, so to speak, they're busy at work making this world a better place.
Well, they are, and especially if you're one who's able to blend in with the earth and use the earth and strengthen each other. Just so many people are kind of using different techniques to live and sustain life, so that makes the imbalance. But the balance lies in if you're able to live with the earth.
So we look at this, right? May. It was predicted we're going to have 39.7 sunspots, and we had 96.5. That's more than double the prediction. So does this mean that our whole thoughts of a grand solar minimum are perhaps not accurate? that we're not going to be in as deep a minimum as we had thought. Again, we have the people that believe that carbon emissions are destroying the entire planet, and it's all, because of fossil fuels. And then on the other side, we have those that think we're heading into a mini ice age. The guides have said that overall, it's going to tend towards the cooler, but the one thing you could really count on is the extremes. Mm-hmm. And, again, we're basically still technically in a ice age of sorts. We're just in a period of warming during that ice age. But what's happening, really, what we've gotten from the guides is that Source, Mother Nature, the Divine Feminine, all the elemental beings, they're trying to help life on this planet. And I'm sure in other planets it's very, very similar as far as the circumstances. So the sun is sending us light, which is information. It's also strengthening and rekindling some DNA that has been put inactive in this dark Kali Yuga. Then we have the thickening of the prana going on. That's going to all just change us. If we didn't have this system in place, really, we would be getting stronger, healthier, wiser, living longer. It would be a great place to be right now.
Mm-hmm. And you have to look at it with the understanding that everything that we have been taught in school, everything that we have been raised with, has an altering effect. So it's not like we're going to really look at these energies and understand them, what they're doing, especially with the education that we've been given growing up.
Exactly. So the other thing that she got was involving the KP index, because it will affect people differently.
It is definitely affecting a lot of people. Get as much rest as you can. That's the most important thing you can do for your body, because we are getting upgrades. We are getting downloads, and this is all about the information that's coming into our energy fields and how we're going to express that moving forward. And the best way to absorb this is meditation, mantras, and rest.
And so when you see those days when the KP index gets out of the green, then, take it easy and just allow the downloads to come. Anchovies are reportedly raining from the sky across San Francisco. What? Yes. And do you know why? They think it's because there's such an abundance of them, that the birds are having themselves such a big buffet out there and literally grabbing more than they can handle. And as they're going ahead and eating them, they're dropping some because they have so many in their mouths at one time. And, this is, again, a little indication that as much as the controllers try to destroy the earth and destroy everything on it, the Divine Feminine, God with the big G Source, they're going to do all they can to allow life to live and to support life as best as they can. Mm-hmm. And again, that's powerful allies to have.
Right. And in the journey to find balance, things can look a little weird.
Absolutely. So we have an extreme heat wave engulfing all of Iran. All the main cities record their hottest June day since records began. And when I'm looking at the temperatures, pretty intense. 107 Fahrenheit, almost 108 Fahrenheit. Those are pretty big, intense temps. And in Austria, we have deadly mudslides and floods after record rainfall. Again, the extremes on one end, the extremes on another end. Cold spell hits southeast Australia. Widespread frost at mid-elevations. And we have snow plows that won't have passes at Glacier National Park open before July 4th. Sunshine Village offers summer skiing, first time in 31 years. Antarctica is 5.1 degrees Celsius below the 79 and 2000 baseline. And yet we have proposed biofuels cap rejected at G7 despite the global food crisis. Many things that we see being done by the leadership of this world is counterintuitive. Mm-hmm. Well, counterintuitive to logical thinking, if you really want to have humanity survive and thrive. So you have to ask yourself, are they incompetent idiots? Or did they just simply have a different set of goals in mind?
Well, if you ask them, it's because they care for us so much.
Yeah. Racist fire threatening more than 500 structures, critical infrastructure in California. And as we're saying, this is going to be a continuing thing out west with the drought. And 0% contained. And of course, you got PG&E over there. Rothschild run and funded PG&E. Yes, rolling blackouts to be expected. Again, it's just part of the times. Now, here we're looking at Holland. Holland closes dozens of farms and cattle ranches to reduce nitrogen by 30%. And you have angry and hungry farmers blocking the nation everywhere. Look at that. And here's another. See, the roads, nothing's moving. And of course, Holland's a tiny nation. Here you have some people getting a little bit more aggressive there. Dutch farmers aren't just fighting for themselves, but for everybody. Their government having pledged to cut nitrogen use by half by 2030, killing off many farms, meaning meat's going to skyrocket in price. Yeah, they're going straight ahead with their agendas, regardless of the fact that there's massive inflation going on and soon to be, global hyperinflation, shortages that are going to get a lot worse. And again, the guide said September, watch September. You're going to see stuff like this all over the place. And then again in December, it's going to keep ramping up. Again, they're doing things that are very counterintuitive. Police station completely blocked by tractors, which simply force the police to obey the people. There you go. Well, at some point in time, the police and the military are going to have to make a decision. Are they going to support the people, or are they going to support the elite? And, at some point in time, they're going to support the people. And that's when this whole thing is going to crumble down. The sooner we get there, the better. It's up to the people. And it's up to those in those positions. Here we get a manure shower for Mark Rutte's police. Dutch farmers very angry after politicians' decision, obviously. Manure showers for the politicians. There you go. This is Town Hall. Healthy dose of their own horse, you know what. Again, this is just the beginning of this. The quicker people band together and say no, the quicker the world changes.
And as we can see here, these folks have found something that they all have in common and that they are all able to doing, because we all have a part to play. We do what we can do, and we got to sit and look and think, okay, well, what can I do to help support this? And then do that. We're all different. We're not all going to be able to do the same thing. So we have to look at what the controllers do and reflect what they do, and just make sure everyone that can play a part is playing a part. And if you can support that energetically, please do so.
Absolutely. So maybe spend some time talking, especially to those members of friend and family, loved ones, neighbors, even casual acquaintances, especially those that are in positions of power. Police, military, politicians. The quicker we wake up people that can actually help to facilitate change, the better. Again, we do have many allies on very, 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 very high dimensional frequencies that are helping us right now. And so, yes, we do have Yeshua, we do have angels, and all sorts of different beings out there helping us, but they're not going to do the work for us. They can't. They're on a different density. We have to do it here. We're the ones here that have to do it. The quicker we take charge, the quicker it really changes.
That's really important to keep in mind. We all have a part to play, so we just simply need to do it.
As always, guys, thanks for your support. God bless, and namaste.
Namaste.